From broccoli's tiny green trees to onions that bring tears, this video dives into 14 everyday foods that picky eaters often skip. We'll uncover what makes these veggies so polarizing, from texture battles to bold flavors, and why some foods become kitchen legends. Along the way, we'll share simple tricks to make them more appealing, plus fun facts about each item, from Brussels sprouts to turnips and radishes. So stick around as we break down the science, the stories, and maybe even a few tasty hacks to turn rejection into a win. 1. Broccoli, the little green trees that spark kitchen wars. Think of broccoli as the vegetable that has launched 1,000 dinner table battles. Trying to sell broccoli as little trees to kids isn't enough to boost their intake. Usually, overcooking broccoli leads to the smell that turns most kids off. This crunchy green veggie sits at the top of many, most refused, lists, and for good reason. The bitter compounds in broccoli trigger a natural defense mechanism in children's taste buds. When you overcook it, those sulfur compounds become even more intense, creating that unmistakable, cooked cabbage smell that sends kids running from the dinner table. To help with the aroma, avoid overcooking by adding broccoli to boiling water and simmering just until it turns bright green, about 4 to 5 minutes. Drain and sprinkle with cheddar cheese and bake until the cheese is melted, about 10 to 15 minutes. 2. Brussels sprouts, America's most hated vegetable champion. Various surveys show that Brussels sprouts consistently take the most hated prize for Americans in general, with eggplant faring slightly worse among kids. These tiny cabbage-like vegetables have earned their reputation as the ultimate dinner table villain. It ranks above broccoli, spinach, beets and lima beans as the most despised according to some polls I read. When prepared wrong, they can have a bitter, sulfur-white taste and a strong, unpleasant smell. The irony is that Brussels sprouts are packed with incredible health benefits, but their reputation precedes them. They hated Brussels sprouts before they even tried them. Ever since they heard somewhere they were supposed to hate them. This cultural programming makes the vegetable seem scary before kids even take their first bite. 3. Onions, the tear-inducing kitchen nemesis. Onions create drama even before they reach the plate. The sharp, pungent flavor and the tears they produce during cooking make them an automatic no for many picky eaters. Raw onions pack an intense punch that can overwhelm sensitive taste buds, while cooked onions become slimy and translucent, a texture nightmare for many children. The sulfur compounds that make your eyes water are the same ones that create that sharp, burning sensation on the tongue. Kids often detect these flavors more intensely than adults, making even small pieces of onion feel like flavor bombs in their mouths. Many families end up fishing out visible onion pieces or blending them completely to hide their presence in family meals. 4. Peas, the little green spheres of dinner resistance. Vegetables most avoided include cabbage, broccoli, spinach, Brussels sprouts, tomatoes, cauliflowers and peas. Those innocent-looking little green balls cause more mealtime drama than you'd expect. The texture of peas creates problems for many children. They're either too mushy when cooked or too hard and starchy when undercooked. Fresh peas can be sweet and delicious, but frozen peas often lose their appeal when they turn into bland, grainy spheres. The way peas roll around the plate also makes them easy targets for creative food avoidance tactics. Kids become expert pea pushers, hiding them under other foods or strategically rolling them off their plates. 5. Lima beans, the pale green giants of rejection. I hate Brussels sprouts and I hate lima beans. I hate lima beans, but I hate Brussels sprouts and I hate lima beans. Lima beans have earned their place in the Picky Eater Hall of Fame through their unique combination of chalky texture and bland flavor. These pale green beans often taste like starchy disappointment to young palates. The mealy, grainy texture of lima beans makes them feel unpleasant in the mouth, especially when they're overcooked. Unlike other legumes that have distinctive flavors, lima beans tend to taste flat and boring, making them easy to dismiss. Their size also makes them impossible to hide, so there's no sneaking them past observant young eaters. 6. Spinach, the Popeye paradox that doesn't always work. Despite Popeye's best marketing efforts, spinach remains a challenging vegetable for many children. This role used to be played by spinach, until Popeye rescued it in the 1930s. The cartoon sailor may have helped spinach's reputation somewhat, but it hasn't completely solved the spinach problem for modern families. Fresh spinach can be mild and pleasant, but cooked spinach transforms into something completely different. The wilted, dark green leaves lose their structure and become slimy and bitter. The iron-rich flavor that makes spinach so nutritious also gives it a metallic taste that many children find off-putting. The texture contrast between the tender leaves and tougher stems also creates an inconsistent eating experience. 7. Cauliflower. The bland white pretender cauliflower occupies a strange position in the vegetable kingdom. It looks substantial but often tastes like nothing at all. This lack of flavor can be just as problematic as strong tastes for picky eaters who expect their food to have some kind of identifiable taste. The dense, tree-like florets also create textural challenges. When undercooked, cauliflower is hard and crunchy in an unpleasant way. When overcooked, it becomes mushy and develops a sulfurous smell similar to its cruciferous cousins. The white color also makes it look boring and unappetizing compared to more colorful vegetables, leading many kids to dismiss it before even trying it. 8. Green beans. The squeaky, stringy struggle. Green beans present multiple textural challenges that make them problematic for sensitive eaters. Fresh, properly cooked green beans have a satisfying crunch, but they often squeak against teeth in a way that bothers many children. The stringy parts that sometimes remain attached create additional textural unpleasantness. Canned green beans compound these problems by becoming soft and mushy while retaining that distinctive metallic flavor from the canning process. The way green beans get stuck between teeth also makes them annoying to eat. Many kids end up playing with their green beans rather than eating them, using them like little green sticks to build structures on their plates. 9. Mushrooms. The mysterious fungi that feel wrong. Mushrooms trigger a unique type of food aversion that combines taste, texture, and psychological factors. But I never really liked mushrooms too much, mainly because of the texture, and I definitely was so keen on the taste it offered. Instead of making mushrooms taste better so I could maybe learn to like the fungus, my mother forced me to eat those sad-looking buttons of fungus. I still feel traumatized today and usually avoid mushrooms unless they are well masked in the dish I eat. The spongy, chewy texture of mushrooms feels foreign compared to other vegetables. They absorb flavors from cooking liquids but also release their own earthy, sometimes muddy taste that can be overwhelming. The fact that they're technically fungi rather than vegetables also bothers some children who become aware of this distinction. 10. Beets. The purple staining vegetables of doom. Beets face immediate rejection from many children due to their intense purple-red color that stains everything it touches. The earthy, almost dirt-like flavor of beets appeals to some adults but strikes many kids as fundamentally wrong. I hated beets until I had them roasted, for instance. The natural sugars in beets can make them surprisingly sweet, but this sweetness combined with the earthy flavor creates a confusing taste profile for young palates. The way beet juice turns everything pink or purple also makes them seem scary to children who prefer their foods to stay the colors they started with. Parents often avoid serving beets simply to prevent the inevitable purple fingers and stained clothing. 11. Bell peppers. The bitter, colorful crunch bell peppers might look appealing in their bright red, yellow, and green varieties, but their sharp, sometimes bitter flavor makes them problematic for many picky eaters. Green bell peppers are particularly challenging because they're harvested before full ripeness, making them more bitter than their colorful cousins. The thick, crunchy texture of raw bell peppers can be overwhelming, while cooked peppers become soft and lose their appealing bright colors. The seeds and white pith inside peppers add additional textural complexity that many children find unpleasant. Even when peppers are used as colorful additions to dishes, their distinctive flavor often dominates other tastes. 12. Asparagus. The spear-shaped spring rejection. Asparagus presents multiple challenges for young eaters, starting with its unusual spear-like shape that makes it look more like a weapon than food. The fibrous texture of asparagus can be stringy and tough, especially in the thicker stalks. The distinctive grassy, Slightly bitter flavor also sets it apart from milder vegetables. Overcooked asparagus becomes limp and mushy, losing any appealing texture it might have had. Undercooked asparagus remains tough and chewy, making it difficult for children to bite through. The way asparagus affects urine odor also becomes a source of bathroom humor and additional resistance as kids get older and make this connection. 13. Cabbage, the cruciferous cousin that clears rooms. Cabbage shares the sulfurous reputation of its cruciferous family members, but raw cabbage adds the challenge of being extremely tough and chewy. Vegetables most avoided include cabbage, broccoli, spinach, Brussels sprouts, tomatoes, cauliflowers, and peas. The strong flavor of cooked cabbage can fill entire houses with its distinctive aroma. Raw cabbage in slaws often gets overlooked because it requires significant chewing and has a sharp, peppery bite. Cooked cabbage becomes softer but develops that characteristic sulfur smell that many associate with unpleasant institutional cooking. The pale color of cooked cabbage also makes it look unappetizing compared to more colorful vegetables. 14. Turnips and radishes, the sharp underground rebels. These root vegetables pack a peppery punch that immediately announces their presence on the palate. Radishes deliver a sharp, almost burning sensation that can be too intense for sensitive taste buds. Turnips combine this sharpness with a slightly bitter aftertaste that lingers uncomfortably. The texture of these vegetables also creates problems. Raw radishes and turnips are extremely crunchy and can be hard to bite through for children with loose teeth. Cooked turnips become soft but retain their sharp flavor, which becomes more concentrated through the cooking process. The fact that these vegetables are often used as garnishes rather than main components also signals to children that they're probably not meant to be eaten in large quantities. Each of these 14 foods represents a unique challenge in the complex world of childhood nutrition. Picky eating is a common behavior in early childhood. All children are picky eaters at some point in childhood, but some are pickier than others. Understanding why children reject these specific foods helps parents approach mealtime battles with more patience and better strategies. The key lies not in forcing acceptance but in gradual exposure, proper preparation, and recognizing that taste preferences evolve over time.